Hi Genderqueerchat, it's me, Dallas. I apologize for my video being a day late this week. I've been having a bit of a interesting weekend. On Friday, I went and saw Esper Bergman and Ivan Coyote perform and read a bunch of their writings. If you don't know who those people are, you should definitely look them up because they're both pretty awesome people that are trans-identified. Or at least I've got some interesting gender stuff going on. And so I bought this book, which is called The Nearest Exit May Be Behind You. And so that's what I was doing yesterday when I was supposed to be making my video. I was reading this book, and I'm going to suggest it highly to everyone now, because I've read half and it's quite good. But anyways, our topic this week is all about labels, and I have a bit of a plan for how I want to do this video, and I don't think it's as, I don't know if it's going to answer the questions that were posed to us necessarily, but basically I have a lot of labels that I have gone by or go by currently, and as I think has already been expressed, it's not that I don't like that there's so much pressure in our society to have labels, because I think a lot of times they get in the way, but just because of the type of person I am, I do enjoy categorizing myself, and so basically what I've done is I created a list of different labels, and I think there might be too many for me to actually talk about properly, so I guess I'll list them off, and then if there's any that actually need some explaining, I'll do that. So, transgender, queer, boy, islander, because I grew up on an island. That's important. Effeminate, masculine, actor, musician, singer, student, scientist, mama's boy, tomboy, sibling, activist, Jessie. Now, this one is interesting because when I was little, my mom's best friend had a son who was about 4 years older than me. His name was Jesse, and when I was about 3 or 4, I decided that I wanted to be him, and so whenever I would play make believe, and I'm pretty sure there was a good couple month period where that's just what I said my name was and insisted that people call me it. So I identified as Jesse for a period of time in my life. Cerebral palsy, I don't identify as having a disability, though technically I do have a disability and it's recognized by the government and whatever. Canadian, leader, youth, performer, pessimist, kind of a realist, but whatever. Pansexual, FTM, gay, musical theater kid, writer, role player, trans, genderqueer. So, as you can see, it's a fairly substantial list, and I've probably missed some. Not all of them are related to my gender, but a lot of them are, or a lot of them have some interweaving qualities. Yeah, I just have a lot of labels, and it can get complicated to explain to people, but it also can make it easier because I found words that make sense to me that I can use to explain myself to other people. And yes, it is those constant flexing of how I feel about these and which ones are most important. I guess I'll just talk about my genderqueer label identity a little bit because that's the channel that we're on. So I came out as transgender when I was 11. Thanks to Oprah, yeah. I was watching Oprah and there was some talk about transgender and transgender youth, and I saw that and I thought that was me. And then there's a bit of a long story, but I told my parents. And at that point in my life, that label did make sense to me because being 11 years old, I still I identified more with the binary and the idea of, well, I'm not a girl, so I must be a boy. But slowly that evolved as I got older into identifying more as a girly boy rather than a boyish girl, and then that went into genderqueer when I was about 16, I think. And I think what was significant about me finding a genderqueer identity rather than one that was firmly planted in the binary all the time, that's more of how I would have labeled myself when I was a kid, like a little one. Because when you're little, you don't even realize that there is a strict binary, or you just don't care enough. And it's easy to be in that in-between place, and people don't, if you're lucky, people don't put pressure on you to conform strictly to a certain set of gendered behaviors. So yeah, this video is getting a little long, so I think that's all I'm going to say on this topic. Again, I'm sorry that it's late, and I hope everyone has a good week coming up, and thanks for listening. Bye, guys.